Welcome to Lively English Stories channel, where stories come to life. Get ready for a new adventure. And kindly subscribe to my channel if you haven't.
On a rainy September morning, when the sky was so grey and it felt like the day might never really start, Tara and Alex met for the first time. It was their first day of secondary school. While most students hurried through the rain, trying to stay dry under their umbrellas, Tara did something different. She stood right in the middle of the downpour, letting the rain soak her uniform, laughing as if the rain was the most fun she had ever had. Her laughter echoed through the school, and her eyes sparkled with joy. Alex was standing nearby, watching. He was a quiet boy who preferred books over people, but something about Tara's wild energy grabbed his attention. She noticed him too, standing alone, his wet hair sticking to his forehead, looking curious and a bit amused. Without thinking twice, Tara ran over to him, splashing through the puddles, and grabbed his hand. "Come on," she said, pulling him into the rain with her. From that moment, they became inseparable. Tara was the spark in Alex's calm world, making everything around them brighter. They spent the days exploring every corner of the school, laughing at their inside jokes, and dreaming of adventures far away from their small town. Their friendship was special, something more than just friends, though neither of them fully understood it. As the years passed, their bond grew even stronger. They shared everything: secrets, fears, and dreams. Alex was Tara's anchor, the one person who could calm her down when her restless spirit got too wild. And Tara was the light in Alex's life, showing him that the world was full of color and wonder if he just looked. Their friends often teased them, saying they were meant to be together forever, and deep down, both Tara and Alex hoped that was true. But life had different plans. When it was time to choose universities, their paths began to pull them apart. Tara, always the ambitious one, earned a scholarship to a prestigious university in the big city, a place full of excitement and opportunities. Alex decided to stay close to home, going to a local college where he could be near his family and the familiar comforts of their small town. At first, they promised that nothing would change. They would talk every day, visit on weekends, and stay as close as ever. But as weeks turned into months, the distance between them grew in ways they hadn't expected. Tara's life in the city was thrilling, full of new experiences. She made new friends, found new opportunities, and tasted freedom for the first time. Meanwhile, Alex felt more and more alone, struggling with the emptiness of his life without Tara by his side. The calls that used to happen every night became less frequent. Texts went unanswered for days. Slowly, a wall grew between them, one they couldn't see, but both felt. Tara was caught up in her new life, and Alex felt like he was drowning in loneliness and doubt. Then, one night, everything changed. Tara was invited to a party by her new friends, a night out in the city, full of lights, music, and the promise of adventure. At first, she didn't want to go, but they insisted, and soon she found herself at a rooftop bar, looking out at the city lights like a sea of stars. That's when she met James, a young man with a charming smile and a way of making everyone around him feel special. He took an interest in Tara right away, and she was flattered by his attention. As the night went on, and the drinks kept coming, Tara found herself drawn to James. He was everything Alex wasn't: bold, confident, and a little dangerous, which made her heart race. When he leaned in and kissed her, she didn't pull away. In that moment, all her doubts and worries seemed to disappear and she gave in to the pleasurable desires of James's touch. But the next morning, as the sun streamed through her window, reality hit her hard. Tara felt a crushing guilt. She had betrayed the one person who had always been there for her, the one who loved her unconditionally. She knew she had to tell Alex, even though she dreaded what it would do to him. With shaking hands, Tara dialed Alex's number. When he answered, she could hear the hope in his voice, hope that she was calling to say she missed him and that things would get better. But as she confessed what had happened, that hope shattered. Alex was silent at first, trying to understand her words. Then, the pain and anger hit him like a storm. "How could you?" he whispered, his voice full of hurt. "I trusted you, Tara." Tara could only cry, feeling the weight of her mistake. She tried to explain, to apologize, but it was too late. The betrayal was too deep, the pain too strong. Alex ended the call, leaving Tara alone with her guilt and sorrow. In the weeks that followed, they drifted further apart. Tara tried reaching out, but Alex wouldn't respond. He threw himself into his studies, using them to block out the pain, while Tara became a shadow of her former self, haunted by what she had done. Months turned into years. The wounds began to heal, but the scars were still there. Tara graduated and got a job in the city, trying to start over. Alex graduated too and found work in their hometown, but he was different, more guarded, more distant. They both moved on, but the memories of what they had lost were always there, just beneath the surface. Then, one day, fate stepped in. Tara was assigned a work project in her hometown, a place she hadn't visited in years. The thought of going back filled her with a mix of fear and nostalgia, but she had no choice. As she walked through the familiar streets, memories of Alex came flooding back, the laughter, the dreams, the love that had once seemed unbreakable. And that's when she saw him. Alex was standing outside a cafe, looking just like she remembered, but somehow different, older, more serious, with a hardness in his eyes that wasn't there before. Their eyes met, and for a moment, they both froze. Their first conversation was awkward, full of polite small talk. But beneath the surface, emotions churned, regret, longing, fear. They agreed to meet again, and slowly, over time, the walls between them started to come down. They talked about their lives, their regrets, and the pain they had both gone through. It wasn't easy, and it hurt to remember, but it was also healing. As the weeks went by, they found themselves drawn to each other again. The spark that had once been so bright flickered back to life, and they realized that despite everything, their connection had never really gone away. They were different people now, older and wiser, but the love they once had was still there, waiting to be rekindled. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt and old wounds reopening, but they were determined not to let the past ruin their future. They had been given a second chance, and neither of them wanted to let it slip away. A year later, on a warm summer day, Tara and Alex stood together in front of their friends and family, ready to start a new chapter. As they exchanged vows, they knew that their love had been tested in ways they never could have imagined, but it had also been made stronger. They were no longer the naive teenagers who had fallen in love at school. They were stronger, wiser, and ready to face whatever challenges life might bring. And so, Tara and Alex began their journey together once more, holding on tight and never letting go, knowing that fate had brought them back to each other for a reason. This time, they wouldn't let anything come between them. Moral lesson: true love can be tested by time, distance, and even mistakes. But if it's meant to be, it will find its way back, stronger and wiser than before. It's important to cherish and protect the bonds that matter most, and to never take them for granted.